transmission was received from an unknown radio source within the northeastern region of the continental United States. The radio signal has been deciphered from a secret broadcasting facility and is now being transmitted to your listening device. This is the Nostalgia Cafes.
And welcome back to the greatest memories of your childhood, the Nostalgia Cafe. We're so glad you found us. I'm Dan Morrow.
I am your little pony, Sam Seitels.
Oh my gosh.
It's my new favorite one.
Ooh.
And of course with us is the beautiful Karen, and we are your guides as we take you on the journey of your lifetime. First things first, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, right here, this visual thing that we call YouTube.
How does it help us? Why do we want people to like and subscribe? I mean, it's good to have them like listening, right? But does it help us in any other way?
You know what? It will help us in many factors because especially if you subscribe, there's many shows that I like to subscribe to, and I'll get instant notifications that the new show is on right now. One of my favorite shows, I won't say, but it's called Nuke's Top 5. It's all about ghosts and stuff. And
Get out of here.
I subscribe to it. I wait every week for a new episode. I can't wait for a new episode
Top
to drop.
5 with ghosts?
Yes. The top 5 ghost videos caught on camera.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will need you to just get a little closer to the mic. I can't give you a good, adequate sound check.
Is that because I fluctuate?
No, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do I fluctuate?
What it is? Hold on.
Fluctuation.
Let's see. Maybe that'll work.
Did you have a good Father's Day?
I had a great Father's Day. How about you?
Well, you may notice it if your eyes hurt. It's because I'm glowing.
Glowing.
Because my wife, my lovely wife, Miss Lisa, she has purchased for me
A facial?
No. A sauna. I have a sauna in my house.
Do you really know?
Now, I'm going to show you something, and you're not allowed to laugh, okay?
Got one of those Larry Hamilton, Joe Rogan kind of saunas?
Oh, you ready? You're not going to laugh at this at all.
Oh my goodness. Is it like a cryogenic thing?
Let me put it up to the... that's me.
You look like a
YouTube.
baked potato.
I'm sitting in this bad boy.
We're going to have... You got to send me that so I can post it on the Instagram.
Oh, yeah. This is what's going to make our show blow
Yes.
up.
Yes.
That's it.
And my 4 kids, I have 4.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting
I
there.
forgot one.
30 minutes staring at me as I'm just baking like a potato.
They're probably like, yeah, Dad, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
That's
a
awesome.
sauna. It's not
Oh, yeah.
It's
it
a
gets-
sweat machine.
like it's a sweat box.
Yeah.
and
Basically.
I don't know if this is a placebo or what, but I feel fantastic.
I bet
Really?
you do.
Super fantastic.
So you sweat out all the demon.
Yeah.
Well,
There's so many.
Larry Hamilton, they will sit there for hours at like
might
120,
need to borrow that.
120 degrees and stuff, and just sit there. They can't even bring. Did you guys toast yet?
No,
No,
we
that's what
went
I'm
to toast
trying.
and,
You
and,
went right
and
to
he
spilling
was
already.
spilling it.
Yes.
There you go.
Sorry.
Oh, he'll go up to like 200 degrees,
Wow.
which I would too, but my machine only goes up to 150. So I'm good with that. I don't want to cook, you know.
I would cook.
Talk about baked potato.
I would cook. I would wear layers of clothes.
No, yeah.
and just cook.
When he walks, he like people of Hamilton, if you've ever seen this strange man walking around with like layers of clothes on and it's 90 degrees out, it's him.
Yeah.
Because he likes to
love it.
sweat it out. I don't like that.
You don't like to sweat or?
I don't like to layer up when it's 95 degrees to walk. I would overheat, I'm
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
sweat enough.
I don't like that either. I have something different between, and I can watch TV, you know, just,
Hey,
it's cool.
30 minutes.
Yeah,
Just sit
I
there.
feel great.
Da, da, da.
Like seriously, I feel superb.
Just your head sticking out.
Just my head's popping. I can stick my arms out if I want to, but then the heat gets released.
Right.
So I try to keep the
When
arms
you said
tucked
you were glowing, I thought like maybe she like gave you a spa day or something.
I've never done a facial. I've always
Right.
thought that might be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the other kind of toys.
Not those.
Yeah. I want to talk about the toys that we grew up with
I want to talk about that too.
and enjoyed. I want to talk about the stuff that just takes me back. He's got his
paper bag list
now when you bring a gift, you wrap it in paper
and toilet paper.
But when you bring your notes, you wrap it in the bag. You put it on a bag. Rather than just put the gift in the bag.
Well, because usually the gift doesn't fit in the bag. But no, the last few probably would have.
He's got his list.
Would you guys? Are you interested? Before we get into toys, can I show you? I'm pretty excited.
Every time you say toys, I go there.
I know. I know. We've got a full episode ahead of us, Karen. All right. Well, let's go ahead and open this bad boy. This is not a typical. Hey.
Oh, there you go.
Little late with the.
Yeah.
All right. Please. And inside this gift is other gifts, but I just want to show you guys my love.
Okay.
Oh, you see the way you unwrap it.
Because I'm going to reuse it.
Yeah, but save that for later. That is Camp Tuscaloosa's finest rolls.
Yeah, because
if you ever run out of toilet paper,
the most recent batch that we bought is very, very thin.
He's going to talk about the quality of the toilet paper.
I did complain about that.
I bought the same kind, but
I know.
So listen,
I think they just.
This is not just a toy from the past. This is something to show my love to you guys. So,
okay, what is it?
Will you read that card?
Oh.
Who's that on the front?
This is the
never-ending story.
It's a luck dragon, my brother.
Yeah.
My love for you is never ending.
My love for you
is never ending. Turn around. Shit. Is there?
Do we do?
Do you want to read this to us?
Oh, I can't. No, I want to sing this.
Oh my gosh.
Turn around. Look at what you see. This is gonna be a long song.
We got it.
In her face, the mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere, giving in the light. Written on the pages, saying it is the answer to a never-ending story.
We just lost all of our viewers.
Love Sam. I wrote that at the end of the card.
Love Sam.
And yes, this is a luck dragon. Not just any luck dragon. This is Falcor.
Mm-hmm. This dog, this takes me back. Now, back in the day when Nickelodeon used to have all kind of
There's something
really
else
cool shows. I know we will get to these. Okay. One of the shows that they had was a show called Lights, Camera, Action with Leonard Nimoy. And he hosted this show, and it was all about how they made movies. And one of the things that stood out that I remembered is how they made that luck dragon.
So how'd they do it?
It was life-size animatronic with all these little wires and gizmos that would go under a tongue to make the tongue move.
Wait, when you say life size, like it looked like
it was a life-size, full-size dragon.
Wow, because it's big.
Yeah. So there was like 8 guys just working the eyeballs, and the eyeballs would turn and close and shut.
I mean, for the time,
and,
that thing looked amazing.
So they had to work things out. There was one guy whose job was just to work the tongue, and every certain letters would require the tongue to do something else.
You might want to turn my mic off.
Karen? Yeah. So inside, that's amazing.
How about Karen?
Yeah, you both got one. I brought you both.
So whenever I see that luck dragon, I think of all the work that went in on that.
Right on. I think of Fantasia, but that's just me. Oh, yeah. And so I found some IDs for you guys. Who did you get?
I got John Lennon.
I got a Kurt Cobain driver's license.
That's right. You know how hard it was to find the driver's license of Kurt Cobain? Were you I know as a musician, you never said anything about grunge. Were you ever into Nirvana or Pearl Jam?
No. It was funny. It was real funny because when me and the projects I was in were having record interest, we had more of a classic rock, vintage rock kind of sound, a rock and roll kind of sound. And we wanted to play with the guys like McCartney and all this stuff. We wanted to get that kind of notoriety so we could play with them. Nirvana comes and the whole music scene changed. It got darker. There were bands talking about placentas falling on the floor and stuff. And
I love that song.
This is expired.
It was.
Oh,
so are they.
There it is.
So the irony of it all is we lost record companies' interest because of the new sound. We had too much of a classic sound. They wanted this new grunge sound. And then when Nirvana ended, Dave Grohl from Nirvana formed the Foo Fighters with a classic rock sound.
But it was too late.
He infiltrated.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I don't know about you guys, but like that kind of bums me out. Like, I mean, I look at the 80s, it was so fun with girls dancing on the Cars and Motley Crue. And then, and this is
it was
not
very depressive.
It was. And I like Kurt Cobain. I like Nirvana, but just the whole vibe, like, you know, I'd rather be brought up by my music.
Yeah, not.
It was happy.
Yeah.
It was happy.
The restriction on John Lennon's driver's license is Yoko Ono.
I haven't actually read through these.
And then Nirvana on Kurt Cobain's, it's guns.
Oh, dang.
That's in very bad taste.
Dark.
Yeah.
I didn't make
Yeah.
them. Didn't make them.
No.
But they look cool.
We'll put it in the places of honor
Yeah.
on the on the thing, on the cubby. In the cubby on the cubby. We're talking
And I
about
do like being able to stand up every once in a while so people don't think I'm just fat. It's just
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
please.
Oh, gosh, girls, man. Am
I know.
right?
I know.
Fat. I mean, you were just at the beach. I don't know too many people
and
who
the
are
camera adds
Right.
10 pounds.
Rather
rocking
than
a
just wait till the
bikini.
show ends and we'll put it on the thing later and find the place.
She just wanted to show it off.
No.
We could have just waited till the
Okay.
show ends.
Well, you know, I have to have things cleaned up.
Give it to me. I'll put it on.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, we went to the beach today.
right on.
We did that. Do not adjust the color of your sets. This is real.
Dan's a little crispy.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I'm
look as
crispy.
bad.
There
I
was
think
no
because of
sun
lighting.
whatsoever today. Yet
That's
I
that
got
overcast.
Yep.
That's the dangerous
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a fun one, guys. I don't know, Karen. Or I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind Dan is with me on the toys. But like, were you into toys when you were a kid?
I was.
Yeah,
I was.
More so than now.
Dan, you're feeding into it.
I know.
dude.
I know.
It's really bad. But yes. And I did like I had brothers as well. So I, would play with.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Are some of your brother's toys like boy toys on
Nope.
your?
No, I did all the girl things.
Okay.
Well, because there are a few that
And
could
I
have
bet
been.
there are probably some things on the girls' list that I wish I would have had. You wouldn't want an easy bake oven?
Oh, I thought
That's-
about that so many
wait.
times.
I'm not going to ruin it because whenever we talk about it, we
And
will talk about it.
I would have
I'm sure-
surely burned myself. That's.
I'm sure
Maybe
there
we'll
were
talk
a
about it.
lot of toys catered for girls that were really kind of cool for guys to have at the time.
I'm with you on Easy Bake for sure.
Well, let's see. Who wants to go first?
Ladies.
Ladies first.
All right. I didn't do like a top whatever though. I kind of did like I did for the.
I made a
just did,
top
like,
10 of
70s,
things that I personally
And
enjoyed, but I
honestly,
think everyone else
I really
will.
didn't have
It doesn't
anything for
matter.
90s because I
Oh.
was too big for toys. They were different.
Karen, hold yourself
You're
together,
never too
Karen.
big for toys.
I can't.
Keep it together.
Okay. So anyway, for the 70s, Simon.
Oh, yes.
I loved Simon.
Are you good at Simon?
I am good because I have a very good memory.
Wow.
She's got a good recall memory.
I have a very good recall memory. I freak people out sometimes of the things I remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, like, how far could you get in it? Like, I don't know. I know there's not like
there's
levels.
there's not a, it would get harder and harder and
And
harder.
it's literally the same.
they just add a tone to
just
each.
add one each time.
Each time. And then, when you get the, you'd be like,
No matter what, no matter how far you get, that's still.
yeah, you got to start over again. But
Yeah.
yeah, Simon was like,
I wonder if there's like Simon tournaments out there for people like
probably.
you. Yeah.
I think there are.
They should do that. The 80s extravaganza.
Ooh, I would have fun. I'd have to brush up on my
we
Simon.
have to mention the 80s extravaganza.
Yes.
It's going to be July 31st at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be there. We got the tickets. Everything is good. We're going to be there. There's going to be a whole lot
Showboat
of things going on at the
in Atlantic
Showboat
City.
in Atlantic City. You want to do this?
She's just finishing your.
Just
No,
sentences.
she's right before I get
on the
there.
ball.
I step here. She's already 2 steps ahead of me.
So cute.
No,
Me too.
that's absolutely fine. What's going to be there?
It's a dance contest.
That we will be judging.
Right.
A dance contest.
Yes.
A Rubik's Cube scavenger hunt.
A Rubik's Cube scavenger hunt.
There's going to be a lot of music, a lot of cool
Live
decorations.
DJ and Uno tournament.
There's food.
Yeah. There
if
is
you
food.
purchase, right, the ticket
Yep.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a whole smorgasbord.
Yeah, so you
We
can go
will
to
be there. That's the most important part.
So you can go to 80sac.eventbrite.com.
Oh, and there's roller skating.
Oh, nice.
She's excited about that.
Nice.
I'm probably not going to
She's
roller
excited
skate,
about
but
that.
Nice.
that would be in the actually 70s and 80s. If you consider roller skates a toy, I lived on roller skates. But anyway,
Yeah, see, we're going to have to do a whole thing on vehicles, not
like
not
yeah,
like
I
roller
get what
skates,
you mean.
bikes, the big wheel stuff like that.
okay. The family tree house.
What is that?
Was that a Weeble?
You could put Weebles. I had the Weebles one that I had was the Winnie the Pooh tree house.
Yeah.
It was the tree with the
It came up.
No, that is the regular family tree house, and it did have people, but they weren't Weebles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Did you know that?
I've heard of that little
I
tagline.
did used to play with Weebles, but this family
called the
tree
Family
house.
Tree House.
It was called the family tree house, and it literally was a huge green tree, and you could carry it with you, and then you pushed down on it, and it popped up, and it had rooms and little chairs with people like they were like Fisher Price people almost, because they didn't really have a.
So it's like its own little world in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you have a big imagination?
I think I did.
Yeah. You
That's
put
it.
together-
That's it. Right.
Oh, that
there.
looks fun.
Yeah.
It was. I
Wasn't
had it forever. I think actually I kept it,
You
and
know
I
what?
think my kids played
my
with
sister may have had this, and I put Weebles in there.
In there.
So that's
Yes,
why I
me
associated
too.
with a Weeble thing.
because like I said, I had the Winnie the Pooh, and it had Tigger and Pooh, and it had all different Weebles, and I would put them in there with it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that looks like a cool toy.
Yeah, and it was nice because it had like the little handle on the top, so like
remember
I
the
could take it
handle.
to my grandparents if my mom was dropping
I
me
love
off
those.
It
there.
served as a carrying case as well.
Yeah.
You just closed everybody
Close it.
inside in
Right.
the canopy of the tree.
Fantastic. Cool.
I tend to hold back on saying this, but the sit and spin.
Absolutely.
Hey, you might be happy to know that I still rock the sit and spins at my school.
Do you?
Every single classroom has a sit and spin.
Really?
Did they get smaller, or did we just?
We just got bigger.
Huge. There's actually, I have a 2-seater sit and spin where they sit across from each other and spin
really?
together.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, but man, what a great toy that was.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. I forgot about
was a
that
good
to
one.
put that on my list.
Hungry hippos.
I was thinking about putting that on my list.
Hungry
Yeah,
Hungry
that's
Hippos.
great. And you know what I got for the summer camp? There is for the pool, Hungry Hippo blow-ups. So you go inside the hippo, go around the pool, snatching up
collect
the
stuff?
balls
really?
floating on the water, and you can see it inside their little clear face. And
That's cool.
How cool is that?
That is very cool.
But what an intense game.
Yeah.
Just talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
button
just seconds.
smashing.
Yeah. I would probably, there'd be water splashing all over the place. The Fisher Price See and Say. You pull the...
Is that where it would spin and it would be like a cow says
Yes.
moo?
Moo. Yes.
Yes, those are so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
now
play
were they
with
see
one of
and
those-
say or speak and says?
There was a Speak and Say.
Okay.
That looked like a little calculator type thing.
Okay.
That was a Speak and Say.
Okay, because
But
we
the See and Say was the thing, had the little arrow, and you pull
Yeah.
the cord.
Both educational.
Yes.
Both
Yeah.
a lot of
Both
fun.
great.
Yes.
Yeah,
Both great.
timeless. I would say timeless.
And Atari.
Ah, yes.
2600.
I'm so happy to hear that one.
My all we wanted one Christmas was an Atari.
What games did you play?
Space Invaders.
Of course.
I actually fell off the couch playing Space Invaders.
Really?
I was so into the game because I used to do like that. With the, yeah, and I fell right off the couch.
Wow. Do you ever play Pitfall?
Yes.
That was my
Pitfall. My gosh, it's been so long.
Yeah.
anything that they had at the arcade that I can find
Pac-Man, of
to
course.
play, but there were certain games like the car games, the pole position, turbo stuff. They made them for Atari, but you needed a paddle. It
Yes.
was a different with
It was
a
a
The spinny.
dial
Yeah.
thing, and I didn't have that.
Do you?
no, we
Yeah,
had
that's a
the
bummer.
joysticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all those little extras. Do you know the game from Atari that was like the biggest flop in gaming history, basically.
Was it the Journey one?
No.
E.T.
E.T.
Wow.
So much of a flop that they buried them. They buried every cartridge they could find of E.T.
Really?
It's
There's a
buried somewhere.
documentary
That's crazy.
Yep, I saw
of it. And we should get that guy.
Yes, he would
That'd be
probably do it.
because he did this whole worldwide search saying, where are all these games?
Right.
You know,
And they
what,
said,
what
"We're-
happened with them all?
Nope.
In the
This was-
desert somewhere.
They were in some desert in some
crazy.
landfill, and they dug them up, and they wound up finding a few intact in the
That's
packages.
great. Just the game was rushed. It just
Yeah.
it didn't even look. The ET
Well,
did
really,
not look
if
like
you-
ET.
It looked like an upside down sock.
I mean,
Looked like
really,
that.
if
That's
you
ET.
look at the graphics,
You had to really use your imagination.
you really
back
had
there.
to, Pong. It was literally the line.
But
with
Pong
the
got
thing.
it right though. Pong got it
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That was a killer game.
Yeah.
And that was strictly Pong. It didn't do anything. I may have had one
That
other
was the
game.
one that
but
was the
it
one
just
that had like
came-
the wall and it did the
Yeah,
ding, ding.
it just came with just the two joysticks.
Yeah.
And you plugged in. Everything was in your TV. It was phenomenal because if you didn't have a compatible TV, you had to have this thing in the this adapter box that you had to install and screw near the antennas, and you had to flip the switch. This is the antenna. This is the video game. Yeah. So every time you were watching regular TV,
Yes.
you're going to play.
I do remember that. You had to switch it.
You had to
Yes.
switch in the back.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
Man,
there
but-
was this elitism that you felt like you had an arcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, before Call of Duty, before
Mm-hmm.
all the games they're playing now, people would compete in Pong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
And then, and once you got Atari, everything, we had a full arcade. And everyone had the shoebox
Of
full of
cartridges.
their cartridges and stuff.
I just remember that's all we wanted. And we kept, we were on my parents about, getting Atari. And
How was it opening that present?
oh my goodness.
You guys go nuts?
Scream.
It's got the picture of the video game console, and then all the screens of all the games
Yes.
that you could be playing.
Yes.
We were so excited.
That's great.
And then, of course, I'm the only girl.
So?
She's got to wait to play winner, right?
Oh, no.
Every time.
Oh, Karen. Oh,
Every
what's up with
time.
these guys?
I know.
I'm making sure my little Sora goes first.
Yeah, no, they didn't have that. Nope.
Yeah.
It was you play the winner.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey
Yes.
I remember
Was
Kong.
that an
playing-
Atari? I thought that was NES.
No, I remember playing Donkey Kong. I remember playing Pac-Man. And my neighbor had Intellivision.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
There were two other competing systems. There was ColecoVision,
yeah.
which was far superior than all of them, which was more like the actual arcade game. And then there was Intellivision. And Intellivision actually had a joystick, but a keypad. And with each game, you had a little piece that, like a little plastic thing that you can slide into keypad. So rather than looking like a regular calculator pad, now you put, I'm going to play Donkey Kong or something. I'll put this in, slide this in here. Now it's a directional pad with arrows and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Why does no one
it was
I've never
really
even
cool.
heard of this.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
in television,
Before your time.
and that was the step.
But it's like not in
up.
the zeitgeist of, nostalgia. Old
that was
games.
that was the step up from Atari.
Wow.
And then ColecoVision came and
Just
just
rocked it,
blew
huh?
it all away. Yeah, but also at that same time, I think once ColecoVision got into it, the home computers started coming out, like Commodore VIC-20 and the Commodore 64. I want to see if I could pull up something with.
So I have to tell you, my dad was a computer programmer, and he knew someone that had all these games on floppy disk, and it was a huge thing, and all you had, like any game you could imagine,
That's Intellivision.
and you'd put the floppy disk in.
That
and
is
you'd,
crazy looking.
And you'd
Yeah.
play with the keyboard was your control.
Your dad had all the games, huh?
Yeah, he never played them. He gave them all to us.
What a
but, yeah,
great dad.
Yeah, it
Hell
was
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and props to you for wearing your Atari shirt
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
Dan
Thank
Morrow. Yeah,
Yep.
rocking it.
He's got his Atari. Okay, so that was the 70s pretty much for me.
Cool.
80s, light bright.
Light Bright.
On my list too.
Really, for 80s?
Totally.
I played with Light Bright more in the 80s than I did the 70s.
Okay, because
was only-
that was my first toy.
Really?
Yeah, Light Bright.
Were you any
my
good?
mom was probably afraid I would eat them.
I could never make. I'm not an
Yeah.
artist. I could never make anything
well,
good
they
on a
had-
Light Bright.
You can always
They
make a
had
flower, like the flower.
Yes, but they also
You could
had
make a
the
circle.
papers.
Yeah.
That had
Yeah, but you need to be able to follow directions.
Yeah, you
Legos.
didn't do that.
It's-
You didn't do that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Spirograph.
Spirograph.
Is that the thing where you spin the pencil?
Yeah, it would
Or
come with
markers.
discs.
They were discs.
And there's like
Plastic
different
discs.
shapes that
And
you
Sprockets.
Yeah.
They were literally sprockets, and you'd have one brown sprocket
And
and little sprockets that can go around.
I
it.
should totally get those for my school.
Oh, they would love it.
They would absolutely love it.
That and fashion plates.
Excuse me?
It's called
Fashion
fashion
plates?
And I know I'm almost positive they still make them because I did buy them for my girls.
Like literal like dinner plates?
It's
No,
a
no.
different. It's definitely just a girl thing,
It's a girl thing. So it's
or not.
or not. It's plates, and it has like the woman's face and her upper body, and then the bottoms, like one is pair of pants, one is a skirt, one's shorts, and you switch them. And then it comes with this little black, not like a crayon, but almost, and you go like this, and
They
it
would come with just a
transfers
head
onto a
and
piece
just
of
a
paper,
blouse,
right?
and then you can pick the different blouses, and then pick a different.
And then
bottom.
once you put that on there,
It's like a fashion design thing.
you can
Yeah.
turn those plates around, and there are designs. So then you can put the paper back on it and color over it, and like the shirt would have little butterflies.
Then now this toy sounds like right up your alley, as I know you today.
Yes, I would play with that thing for hours. Loved it.
You really?
Yep.
That's
and then
great.
you
She
could
said.
change it up.
Oh, Dan, man. See what you're
Dun, dun.
doing to him?
He said it. I didn't.
I know.
I said
It's-
it. I'm guilty.
Yeah.
He said it that time. But yes. So Spirograph and fashion plates, those were two toys that
Spirograph was a big
I
deal.
played with a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barbies.
Of course. Do you remember
I was major Barbie fan.
Do you remember when Barbie got pregnant? Come on, people. You don't remember? And there was this uproar because do you know how she gave birth?
No.
You pop the belly off and just out, and the
and
baby's
add the
inside
baby
of it.
out.
So
Okay,
parents
so
were
the
very
toys
upset
now,
about this.
The toys now poop. Okay. Like
well,
seriously.
I mean, but that's real. They probably poop out of their butt, right? Not out of their
it's
belly.
like it's really gross. Well, there's babies that pee.
Why would anyone want that?
I
Ones that
don't
poop
know.
Are kind of awkward because like it stains the diaper.
Yeah, it's gross.
It actually stains the diaper. I think the diapers are already, they have the poop on it, but once it's wet, it'll
make
become
the-
visible.
Yeah, I don't
And then when it dries,
But
it becomes
I'm even
invisible.
talking about like
Brilliant.
So if you
I'm
feed
even
the
talking,
baby
like,
and the
board
liquid goes
games.
through,
Oh, then it colors the poop. Oh, that's brilliant.
yeah.
There was like one at Christmas time I saw the ad, and it's like puppy poop or something. I don't know. I'm like, what is it? Or the one with the big nose and you take the boogers out of it.
Oh, that's a great toy, by the way. Back to Barbie. Do you still have yours? Did you collect them?
I did have Barbies, and I do have collectible Barbies. They're up in the attic, but
They
in
were
the box
always
still.
so
In the
controversial.
box
Like,
still.
oh,
But
that's
they
not what a
weren't
girl
mine.
looks like. And
They were not mine. They were my girls actually have some collectible Barbies. But mine, like I had Miss America Barbie.
oh,
I had Marie Osmond.
I had the Donnie Marie.
Donnie
Tony
Marie?
Ann had the Donnie and Marie ones, and Donnie actually had purple socks. That was
He did. He had I think they were white pants with a purple and light purple
yeah.
shirt, and she had the same,
Except
but
in a
it was a
dress.
dress. Yes. So, yep. And I did have some. I also had one that had long black hair, but you could turn the scalp and her hair would be blonde. It was kind of creepy. Very
That's what I'm
creepy.
saying. Some of
Like,
these
you
little
could
things
give
are
her
creepy.
a lobotomy. Turned the scalp part, and she had blonde hair.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You know, parents are always so worried. Like, what's this going to do to the kids? You know, in
Yeah.
the end, it's like it
It's
doesn't
a
do anything.
toy.
It's just a toy.
It's a toy, and that's the thing. I guess like, I don't know.
But
Oh my gosh! When my parents found out I played Mortal Kombat, I was going to be a killer one day. It's just like no. Just explain.
The spirograph, all that stuff just kept me busy for hours.
Yeah, the same with
That's
me.
a really great toy. That's a timeless.
It's Luna.
Hey Luna, welcome to the
Luna.
podcast.
Luna.
All right.
Okay, the handheld water games.
Yes, with the rings.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are another hours, like in the back seat of the car.
There were a couple of them. The basketball one, the
Yeah.
ring one.
Yes.
Yep.
Where you push the buttons and the water would shoot them up and you had to land them in the right spot.
Yes.
Great toys.
Yes.
Yes.
Played with those a lot as well. I did do the Cabbage Patch craze.
Cabbage Patch is interesting. So what
Yeah.
is it? It's like kids that were born in a Cabbage Patch?
Yeah, you adopt them.
But there was never one the same.
Right.
Everyone was different.
Yes.
And had its own name.
Yes, they came with a name.
Yeah.
Although I did change mine. I did. I changed it.
changed
It
your
came
name?
with it.
They
It
come
came
with
with
the
a
most
name.
ridiculous
Yeah, it was a
names.
ridiculous name.
Don't they come
And
with
then
like a birth certificate or
Yes,
something?
I actually had to mail it back to them so that they could give me a new birth certificate with a name on it.
They did that, huh?
They did.
Wow.
Well, I guess when people are spending that kind of money
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
I would see, and that's the other thing. I never did that for my kids. Like whatever the huge craze, like I never stood in a line around the corner, waited overnight. I never did any of that. It's like, it's
Yeah.
a toy. They're literally going to play with it for 2 minutes and then it's going to be in the back of the closet. And
Every now and then you get a gem that sticks around, but for the most part, you know, the
Right.
bigger, more expensive ones are usually the ones they play with the least.
the least, they play with the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you get them a cardboard box, and they're good for hours.
It's the truth. So,
but you talk about those spiral things, the
Yes.
spinning thing. So little plastic things. That's
Hours.
ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hours of it. Yeah.
yep. Dolly Pops.
Excuse me? Is that candy?
I remember the Dolly Pop.
No.
Dolly Pop.
Dolly Pop.
Yeah.
They were a doll, like a doll, and then their clothes would click on them.
Oh,
So,
it's really
oh,
fascinating.
yes. So,
So you dress them up.
you dress them up in different clothes, and they just kind of clicked on, and that's why it was pop.
They popped.
because
They made a
popped
popping
on.
sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a satisfying pop?
It was.
Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah. You see, they come in their underwear,
Yeah.
and then there's plastic clothes
That just
that you
Pops
just
on
snap
them.
on top
I've
of
never
them.
heard of these things. Dolly Pops. Mm-hmm. Okay.
and they had their little commercial.
Yeah, and you could just
their commercial.
Put
was
Yeah,
that-
that's smart
Dolly Pop,
marketing.
Dolly
Yeah,
Pop,
that's
oh,
catchy.
Yeah.
Dolly Pop, and then
Bum.
Bum. Okay. Superfection. Not
is that?
perfection, but superfection. It had shapes,
okay, perfection. It was a game. We should do one just on games.
which I still have
And board
perfection
games.
downstairs.
Perfection is the game where you put the pieces in
Yeah.
and
Yes.
the timer.
So
Stress.
superfection is the same way, only it's a huge block. And then there's blocks that are this big, but they have two shapes for each one block. So you'd have to figure out
So you'd have two triangles and try to make you got to make a square out of
Out
that.
of it.
Oh, next level.
and
Yeah.
you have the timer, and then it would pop up and scare the crap out of you.
Wow, so much stress. And
Yeah.
IQ, I guess I would test IQ a bit.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. And actually, perfection. Oh, I thought I took a
I'm getting great ideas for my school from all this, by the way.
perfection. I was like a pro at that.
Were you?
Yes, I always got it before it popped up.
I'm too much of a spaz.
Yeah,
You
in the
can't do
beginning,
it.
you're like, oh,
yeah.
and you know what else I used to love to play is Battleship.
Yeah,
I
of
did
course.
used to love to play Battleship with my brothers.
That is already at my school, and
Yeah.
we play it.
And then, of course, you sunk my Battleship.
Now, did you play with those rules that if they sink your battleship, it's game over, or you
Yes.
have to sink them all?
No, if you sunk the Battleship, it was
Okay.
done.
Different people have different ideas of
Yeah.
how
I
they
guess
should
just
be
sink
played.
them all. I never followed the
I'm
rules for
going
that.
to have to.
That
Dan never
there's
read
only
the rules.
no that Monopoly. You made your own rules.
You had to, or Monopoly would never end.
This
Yeah.
is superfection. Wait a minute.
All right, let's see this. Superfection. Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Guys at home, you got to Google that. That's if you've ever
That's
seen
what I feel.
perfection,
Put it on
it's
screen.
really like
Yeah.
superfection next level.
So like this piece fit into that piece. They all like fit into each other, and then you put it in the square.
Wow, my brain hurts already.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I will do honorable mention for the Easy Bake Oven. My mother never bought me an Easy Bake Oven.
No.
It's not too late, Karen.
And then, well, I had girls.
What?
I
We got
bought
her
the
a whole
easy-
kitchen just now. She's fun.
No, so
She got all
when
new appliances.
When my older girls were young and, old enough to get the Easy Bake Oven, they were so excited to get it. It's literally a light bulb.
It's like a heat lamp, right?
It's a light bulb that cooks your food. Not that.
Did they not think it was cool?
No.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
They used it maybe one time. And I'm sure.
You got to remember the Easy Bake came out before the microwave.
Yes.
Did it really?
So it was a big deal. It was just supposed to be a miniature.
Well, you put it in context
oven.
like that. That's,
Yes.
that's
now
amazing.
they can make.
You can make a cake in the
real
microwave.
Cup,
I
yeah,
never
cake
would.
in a cup in the microwave.
Yes.
Lexi does it for like 2 minutes. Boom, it's done.
She makes these cake cups or
so
whatever.
like an Easy Bake would be primitive to her.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I always wanted one though, and my mom never bought me one.
But
She
see, I
was probably afraid I was going to burn
one.
myself on the light bulb.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
you
wanted
would've.
one thinking that it's going to come with all these cupcakes and all these cakes that you see on the box.
Not
Really?
included.
No, it comes, no, you got to buy your own mixtures and stuff. I
They-
think
it
it comes
comes
with a
with,
few
like-
samples.
Yes, it comes with
Just
a couple,
enough.
and then of course that's the moneymaker. They sell the Easy Bake add-ons.
And that's still going, I think. Yeah,
It
I still
is.
see it. I still see
Oh,
it.
for
once.
sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've put on any like safety
I'm
stuff on it.
sure because
Nowadays.
people are so happy, but
Oh, and I on my list I have a very special mention for several toys that could have killed me. So
that could
I
have.
wanted
killed
to
you.
make a list of, I was going to suggest we do a whole nother show on, and just call it was a good idea at the time.
yeah, we are 100%
And we could talk about
doing
the
that.
playground
I
stuff.
can-
We could talk about
Yeah.
the
We
toys.
could do one just on playground.
Yes.
It was a
Dude,
good idea at the time.
The regulations I have to follow, you would not believe. Oh my God, they thought of everything. But yeah, back in the day, they
Because
thought
the
of
world
nothing.
is crazy. I mean, where in the world can you think of going to a store, going to, like, say, Dunkin' or McDonald's to get a hot cup of coffee, and they have to put on the cup,
Hot, hot, hot,
caution,
hot, hot, hot.
contents hot, because someone sued and got money.
It's awful. It
It's
really
crazy.
is.
Like, how do you not know your coffee's going to be hot?
This was a good idea at the time. Coming home from my grandmother's in a 1980 Oldsmobile, or 1976 Oldsmobile, and I am sitting not in the chair, not on the floor, not on the hump of the floor,
Right.
but in the back,
In the back.
seat, stuck
On the
against the
window?
windshield.
I always sat on the hump because, like I said, I had brothers. Like,
Sat on that hump, huh?
I sat on that
Sit and
hump.
spin.
Yep, with the toys. No, stop it.
You started it.
I did start it.
This is all your fault.
I started it.
Continue.
I would say that's
Is that
what she
it?
said. We always had.
And Karen, I just need to
Sat
know,
in
out
the
of all,
middle.
out of your entire list, do you have a favorite, one that really you hold near? to your heart?
Obviously, you never got the Easy Bake Oven.
I never
So
got the
that's
Easy
something that
Bake
you
Oven,
hold
but I
dear.
did play with it with
Right.
my girls, and I was like, yeah, this is.
Not what-
I'm
The
I
hype
probably
was-
would have never played with it.
Oh.
That's what she said. I don't know that every single thing I mentioned, I played with a lot. Like
All right.
I think.
yeah, the Barbies. I do have to say this. I never had like the Barbie dream house and all that. I never really. My parents just did not buy those huge gifts like that
Maybe it
because
goes as far as getting the
there
car.
were 5 children. So it was, you literally got the Sears catalog and, pick your top 5 things. that
Atari
you would
was a
like.
good move because then you could
the
all.
Atari was,
that was a good move.
yeah.
was a big
And
deal.
that definitely was a huge gift. But my neighbor at the time, she had in her closet, she had like a Barbie world. Like she literally like made it with couches and stuff like that. So we used to play at the bottom of her closet with our Barbies.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah. And we're still Facebook friends. So Sherry, thank you.
Shout out Sherry. Respectable list. Respectable list. I was expecting to hear some Polly Pockets, some other things.
Polly
but
Pockets were,
Too late.
yeah, my
Yeah,
kids
that
played with
came
Polly
later.
Pockets.
Okay.
And my vacuum loved Polly Pocket accessories.
Oh, all right.
It's the truth.
Dan, shall you share your toys?
I shall. We're gonna start with Hot Wheels.
I played with those too.
Those were so cool. the Hot Wheels, Matchbox, the cars. You can make your own city. One of the best days I ever had, me and my friend Antimo, he came to my house and we just played on a retention wall in my backyard that was falling apart, and it had all these little grooves and bricks and stuff, and we just had a city going on, and we had 2 or 3 cars here. I was always that was the perfect rainy day toy at the time. Just grab your Hot Wheels cars, because there was also, I say there was elitism with the Atari games and stuff, because you felt like you had an arcade. We'd watch Silver Spoons, and we didn't have the real arcade machines, but we had the actual arcade games. Okay.
There was a
TV show with Ricky Schroeder, and he played a rich kid, and it was kind of like a Richie Rich.
Silver Spoon, got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and he had
these real video games.
He had
the machines,
the arcade games.
Yeah,
in
which
his
no
house.
one else in the world would have.
Correct.
Yeah.
So to have that, it was the same thing as having the car of your dreams. You get a Matchbox Ferrari or a really spaced out Hot Wheel car. There was at a time George Barris, who created the Batmobile and the Munsters car, the Hot Rod, and Dragula, which was a coffin dragster, and he created all these outlandish cars, and they were making Hot Wheels based on them, and then he was making cars based on the Hot Wheels. And if you see some of these cars,
that's crazy.
They're just phenomenal, and it was just really cool to have the car that you're going to say, oh, someday.
Did you have the
that.
case?
You had to have a case. I didn't. I never had the case.
My brother had the case.
I just had a box that I put him in.
Yeah,
but Ricky next door had the case.
Yeah.
And what he would do was convert them, the back of the case, and we would draw buttons on them, and that would be our radio station.
A case like this?
It was more like that.
Like that.
It was
They're selling it for
like a suitcase.
$150 for one of those cases.
I don't. No,
they were like little
current.
suitcases.
It was like a suitcase looking thing.
Yeah.
I do remember it being a suitcase.
And
it may have even been a Matchbox.
Did you have like a large number of Hot Wheels?
Not really.
No.
Not really. But the ones I had, I may have had enough to fill a drawer in my desk, but that was enough to play with.
I didn't mention Legos. We did used to play with Legos a lot.
Yeah.
They're expensive now. Holy
Oh my
cow.
God, they're so expensive.
It's crazy.
I would love to buy them, but I can't afford it.
No, they're just, it's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah.
I did used to buy
She had her turn.
So long, Karen.
And my next...
Dan's very excited about his toys.
No, but I was going to... We could talk about the toys that you can make things with.
Right.
Because they had erector sets.
Yeah.
They had Legos and Lincoln
Logs.
And
I like the
Play-Doh.
marble maze. The marble maze one where you drop it in those tubes and they go
then
around.
they go around.
I really like those.
I never did that.
They're good.
Go
They're
ahead.
good. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, color forms.
Yes. Yes. I forgot about color forms.
Please remind me.
Color forms were, picture a Gotham City cityscape on like cellophane, just plastic, just cardboard with a coating on it. And you open a box and you see the cityscape of Gotham with the Batmobile. It's just a drawing. And then you have 2 panels that you take out. And on each panel is a Batman that you could peel off.
Kind of like a sticker, but it
Like little
reattaches.
plastic.
They were vinyl. I think they were
Yeah,
actually vinyl cut, and you could have any kind of world you create.
That's really cool.
They had them for boys and girls.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
It was.
And so what? You could pick buy different backgrounds and
yeah.
Had like boxes with sets.
Like
I love imaginative toy.
oh my God,
toys like
these
that.
were
did used to
so
play with color.
imaginative. And
Shrinky Dinks too.
the Shrinky Dinks, but the color.
Do you not know what a Shrinky Dink is?
Sounds hilarious. What is it?
It's a you color on it and then you bake it in the oven
and it shrinks
and it shrinks
and then
up.
it becomes an ornament.
Your kids would love it because they like
I still do it right
the
now.
perler beads. They would love it.
Whoa.
So here's a Snoopy color form set.
Yeah.
It came with the background, and then these are all the characters that you could peel off and create your own setting.
I love it.
And then
that's
it
right
would
up
have
your
like,
alley, dude.
oh my God! And they had an Evel Knievel one. They had a Batman one.
They had a ton of different
I would rock
ones. I
the
do
Batman.
remember playing with them. Now they still
Yeah,
have
color forms. I'm thinking of things that just I could sit there. My mom would say, "Here, Danny
Did
boy,"
you like-
and I would just be gone.
Danny boy.
Yeah.
You
For-
liked
for
to color
hours.
too, though, right?
Huh?
Did you like to color? Like there was nothing like
No.
I loved to color.
No, I
was
would get
nothing like
warning
a-
letters in 5th grade because I would just
there
color
was
out the
nothing like a
lines and
fresh
stuff.
box of
See,
crayons.
I'm
with
with
the
Dan.
I
sharpener,
love crayons.
with
I
the
love
sharpener.
coloring books.
I'm with Dan because I didn't have any skills, hence me being terrible at light bright. But something like that, I could do that. The
Right, the
color
color forms.
color forms. I could do that and make a story.
Right.
Yeah, and then you just
But
peel
no,
them
I
off
loved-
and put them back
I loved to color.
where they go. I did once I got the 64
You were in the-
box crayon,
Yeah,
and they
that's
had
what
the
I'm saying.
silver and the gold and the copper. You
Yes.
never saw crayons like
no,
those
I really
ever.
like. I loved
And
getting
then
a
the
new box
pencil
of
sharpener,
crayons.
the crayon sharpener in the back. That
Yes.
you put it in,
That's a
and
big
it breaks the crayon.
Yeah.
And now you got
Breaks the
a broken
crayon.
crayon because the other part is still
Jammed in the sharpener.
Yeah. And you're like, Mommy, I need a new box of crayons.
Good one. Color forms.
Color forms.
You'll see
Right
my
here,
face. It looks like I
right
was
there,
just gonna
the Ohio Art Etch-a-Sketch.
the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes, of course.
I wasn't good with the Etch-a-Sketch.
Was anyone good with the extra?
I was
I've
good.
seen
I don't know. Like you see those artists that do like the whole. That's
it's like a labyrinth.
yeah, that's crazy.
I would-
can't. No.
It wasn't until my kids had one that I would just sit there and just do one line at a time until everything was gone and I could just see the mechanism
It's weird because
in the back that's doing all
Yeah,
that.
you don't have the patience for that.
I've got incredible patience for certain things.
And I always
You can't
wondered.
sit here do what I do without patience.
I
You
don't-
got to
I hear
spend
you.
10 hours on the font.
I hear you do it.
Oh, is he losing his
remember.
patience? Is it because he has to edit me all the time?
There's some curse words. Just gonna say.
Well,
Some curse words.
because computers don't do what they're supposed to do.
I'm so glad you said that because about the Etch-a-Sketch because I remember being a kid. You know, I like to draw things,
Would you be
whatever.
frustrated?
But no, I was just constantly like, "What? How is this possible?
Yeah.
You're not drawing with a pencil. You're not drawing.
Yeah.
How is this? Is it magnets? Is it this? Is it that?
Oh, you know what you just reminded me of too? I'm all over the place. with this. Remember the magnet thing that you could make like the guy have
the
hair?
hair?
Oh, what's the name of
I
that?
don't know, but I used to love those
Dan,
too.
you go on. I'm gonna find
those
the
are
name.
like honestly, those are like car things. We did a lot of things that we could play in the car because again,
For road trips and stuff, just to
correct.
keep you busy.
Large family, like we would go to the Poconos.
I got it.
and
Woolly Willy.
Woolly Willy.
Yes, great.
Here we go.
Great one.
No one wants a Woolly Willy.
That sounds like a mean prank you would do to
Okay, I'm
someone
done.
in
I'm
high
done.
school.
You guys do the show yourself.
What did she say? I
I
missed
said
it.
no
don't
one
stop.
wants a Woolly Willy.
I just think it sounded like something a bully would do to someone in third grade.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they
I'm
were
done.
just shards of metal.
Metal.
And then
the-
you have this little red magnet.
But how would
This
it stick to the top?
You had to keep it flat.
Yeah.
Right.
You had to
shake
keep
it up,
flat.
it all falls down.
And it falls down.
Yeah.
Good mention.
Yeah, there were a few of those. And then there was the pad that you would be able to write on, and then you could just
Oh,
erase
yes.
the magic. I
Oh,
tried to
that's
find those
forever.
to see if we can get
Oh, I have those
custom
at my
ones.
school.
I wanted to see if we can get custom ones made
That'd be
with the
awesome.
Nostalgia Cafe
Do
name.
they not have 'em
on
anymore?
Dude.
It's just a matter of just finding the right place that'll actually print that up.
Right.
And finding out what they're called.
Yeah.
Because they're called the Magic Board. Some call them the Magic Erase
Right
Board.
now they have like the kids have Magnadoodles. That took the place of those things that we used
Right.
to have.
Right.
Do you know what a Magnadoodle is?
Sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
Next on the list, the greatest toy
Rock'em Sock'em.
ever. No, the greatest toy ever made, the
Evel
Evil
Knievel.
Knievel stunt cycle. And I have to just anyone who loves the Evil Knievel stunt cycle.
Are you gonna
You know who does
demonstrate?
now is my kids because of you. I showed we've been watching Evil Knievel videos of him jumping 14 buses.
Oh, Wembley.
Yeah.
When he fails, he doesn't land very good at Wembley.
Yeah, there were some rough videos. we
Listen
watched.
to this sound, people.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
Right?
That's so badass.
That's just badass. And there he is.
He was the original Jackass. Before Jackass.
He was.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville did a whole thing on him.
They interviewed together. Yeah.
And he did, I don't know if he directed a documentary on him or something, but there was something that they did.
He was I want to say, interesting guy.
Evil
was
Knievel?
A very interesting guy.
Oh, Dan could probably do a whole show on him.
His claim to fame was
We won't, but he
was
probably
the
could.
launch at Caesar's Palace where he jumped and just crashed horribly. But to get that, he called up a place and said, "Hi, I'm Larry Sanderson with Sports Illustrated. We hear you're going to have that guy Evel Knievel, and he's going to be jumping for you. He's a daredevil." And the owner of the Caesar's Hotel is like, "I have no idea who you're talking about." And Evel Knievel calls him up again. Hi, this is David Sonnenberg from National Geographic Sports Edition. I hear you got this guy, Evel Knievel. He's going to be performing in Vegas soon. And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then, like, after a few other calls, Evel Knievel calls him again, says, "Hi, my name is Evel Knievel." He says, "Look, I'm looking all over for you. I got media looking, trying to find you. You know, what are you? Who are you?" He says, "I'm a daredevil." Brilliant.
What a boss
Brilliant.
move. What a boss move.
And that's all he did was just take risks, take chances. They asked him, you know, "Do you have any regrets?" He said, I should have gone faster on a few jumps."
How many? I mean, just every bone broken, right? At some point.
Every bone. Every single bone.
So this toy, what does it do? It makes a noise.
There's
No.
a ramp.
It comes with a ramp.
There's a little ramp.
And you just
wind
it up, and this thing will take off at 100 miles an hour and jump the ramp. And
Do you suspect that there are listeners? Do you suspect that there are listeners out there, past, present, future listeners who will listen to this episode who are with you on this that had this toy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The UPS guy dropped it off.
He was very excited. The
And I-
UPS
Really?
guy. Dan was like, "Do you know what's in
I
this
said,
box?"
"Do you know what is in this box?" He said, "No." I said, "The greatest toy ever made." And I opened it, and he saw it, and he said, "Oh." And all of a sudden, this 50-some-odd-year-old UPS man became a 4-year-old kid, like this.
Like you.
I love it. I love
Kind
it.
of like you.
We've been going down the Evel Knievel rabbit hole, so thank you for that.
Yeah. Next one, I also Light Bright. That's probably the earliest toy I remember playing with.
Yeah.
I remember being up early on a Sunday watching Davy and Goliath and Gumby by myself while my parents were sleeping, and I'm playing Light Bright. And I know I was 4 years
all
old
of us could play that.
because I all the different colors. I could just do
it could
one
have been
side.
the
just
70s for me. I don't remember. It all
Light
There's
Bright
definitely
to each
levels
other.
to Light Bright, though. Some
Yeah.
people have got it. Some people are just putting pegs
It
in
kept
boards.
me occupied. It really kept me occupied. It frustrated me that I couldn't make a perfect square or a circle because it was just
Right.
the way the grid
dots.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I loved Light Bright. Spirographed, that takes me back to West Virginia because there was not much to do if the pool wasn't open and I was little. So Spirograph was there. And fortunately, you're
Had
supposed to
different
use
color
different colored
markers.
pens and markers. But at the time,
It was
my aunt
a pen.
had the quad pen.
Oh, that you push the button
It
and
had
the
a green
top.
and a
I have those at my school.
Oh.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Next, the Kenner Star Wars collection.
Of course.
That's anything that Kenner made back then, from the action figures to the
Kenner?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Kenner.
Kenner was the toy company that made it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
What happened to Kenner?
I think they wound up having
I don't know.
either
Let's
they were
find out.
sold or they just went bankrupt.
Okay.
But what happened is
I'll do some fact checking.
when Lucas
Finally.
Shocker.
when George Lucas made the deal to do Star Wars, he said, well, you know, he was losing money because he was running out of money, and he decided to forego some of his proceeds as a director. Says, well, I'll just take the licensing, make some T-shirts, and he got a toy company to actually make some toys. But Star Wars came out in '77. The demand for the toys that Christmas was insane. So what they did was, it was called the Open Box Campaign. So what they gave you for Christmas, you'd have it under your tree, an empty box with all the characters in it saying, you know,
With
I
the
owe you.
characters as in pictures of the characters?
yeah, it just
Not
It was
the
like an
figure.
it was like
not
an
the figure.
IOU.
Yeah, they were IOUs
That's awful.
because they were so behind.
So crazy.
So it was like the
Right.
empty box campaign.
All
or
right,
the
I have an
open box
answer.
campaign.
That's
yeah.
so
Okay.
crazy.
So, Kenner was acquired by Tonka in 1987 and then was purchased by Hasbro.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
Whatever Kenner product lines were merged into
Mm-hmm.
Hasbro. There you go. There's
Next-
your answer.
Next one, Play-Doh.
Of
Yes,
course.
Play-Doh.
When you open up a can of Play-Doh, it's like opening a box of crayons. There's no smell
Yeah.
like that in the world.
Yeah.
And the
It takes
white
you back.
Play-Doh was always
It
different.
takes me back to last week because I keep
You-
them stockpiled
yeah.
in my school. You
No,
can't.
we
it's
played with-
timeless.
we
Yeah.
played with Play-Doh all
You
the
push
time.
them through
as
that thing.
kids.
The
Don't
spaghetti.
fall for silly
Yes.
substitutions.
Yeah.
No.
it
Gotta be
has to
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
I've tried to save a buck or
But
two.
did you
Don't do it.
Did you just play with Play-Doh or did you get the sets like he said? Like
That's
squeeze
what
it
made
through
Play-Doh
the-
Play-Doh. You
Yeah.
had to get the sets.
Yeah, you had to get the set.
I had the hair salon, the
Yes,
little barber shop.
where
It looked like a weeble.
It came
And
out. It came out like that.
you got to shove
Do they
the
still
Play-Doh
have
up
that?
there.
I don't know. But then
and
you
then
could
you
never get the
squeeze it
Play-Doh
down.
out. You'd
No.
have to get other Play-Doh to try to get it out.
Yeah, you have to.
When
they
my
give you-
kids were younger, I got the dentist set.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
What?
it's like a huge mouth. Yeah,
It
it
was
was
a
like a
mouth that
huge
opened
mouth,
up.
and you could like make
you can get
cavities
fillings.
and
I'm getting really grossed out by this. But yeah, Play-Doh, good call. That's so good.
all of my kids loved Play-Doh.
Yeah.
And I loved Play-Doh.
I had, and then the toy that just really blew everyone's mind in the early 80s, Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. See, I
Everyone had to have
I
it.
had the Rubik's
Everyone
Cube. I never
cheated.
solved
Y'all
the
peeled
whole
the
thing.
stickers off
I never-
and
I
put them
never-
back on.
I never did that
I
either.
never did that.
If you twisted
but I
it a
couldn't
certain
do it.
way-
I could get like a couple colors. I couldn't do the whole
If
thing.
you twisted it a certain way, it'll break apart, and then you can
Yeah.
put it back
No,
together.
I didn't do that.
in color.
Because it's
but-
just not fair.
There were other games that evolved from there. One was called the Pyramid.
I do
And
remember that.
I could do the pyramid almost blindfolded. And I would take it to school and just impress everybody that I could do the pyramid.
This is a variation of
It's the cube, except it was a pyramid. Oh. And it was called Rubik's.
a little easier.
No.
Are you only
No,
saying that
because-
because you
Exactly.
you're
You solved
triumphant?
it.
Exactly. No, I
You made
can
me-
never. I can never get Rubik's cube.
You
but the
also made
pyramid
me
was
think of
also-
Silly Putty. Silly Putty was a good one.
That was.
Yeah, not
But
on
it
not on
wasn't
Play-Doh,
Play-Doh.
level.
Not on Play-Doh
level.
level, but it was fun because you could like. My parents always had the newspaper.
Came in the little egg.
Yeah, so I would like do the comics.
Yes, see that was fun. You
Family
couldn't do that with
Circle.
Play-Doh.
No,
That was the pyramid.
I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they had another one called the snake.
Oh yeah, that.
And it would actually
looked like a
unravel
snake.
into a snake, and you had to
Different
make
colors.
it into a ball
Yeah.
again. And I think
Okay.
your dad.
No, somebody had it at the. Wait.
It was at your father's place in Smithville, and he had something, and someone unraveled it, and I put
And
it back
he put
together.
it back together. Was it there?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
yeah, but
But I
I
do
was just
remember you doing
phenomenal
that.
with the snake.
Yeah,
Were you on that, Karen?
that's what she said.
It's a family show,
And
Yeah.
again, the Atari 2600.
of course.
You just couldn't.
Of course.
These were toys. If any single one of these toys, I could have just had just one.
Yeah.
And been happy.
Yeah. Totally.
So I was lucky enough to have all those.
I'm so shocked. I really thought your lists were going to be different. I respect your lists, but a lot of the toys I was expecting you to say, you didn't say, and some things I learned a few things.
What do you think we were going to say? Tinker Toys?
I'll tell you what. I wish I did.
Yeah, Tinker Toys. And
Okay.
Because it's one
when
of
you
those
said
things. The
Lincoln Logs,
Legos, the Tinker
the Lincoln Logs,
Toys.
I actually bought my kids Lincoln Logs because it is like.
Oh, they're great.
To me, it is all about the imagination thing. And
Also
I
in my school.
Yeah,
And-
I
and-
loved seeing my kids make things.
Make a little
and-
cabin and
Yeah.
whatever.
I
I even
definitely
have
an imagination.
giant Lincoln logs that they can play with outside. It's great.
Awesome.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. So
Time's up. No, just
welcome
kidding.
to the. Well, you can't do times up until you've stretched out Stretch Armstrong. Oh. Come on,
I'm
man.
surprised you didn't have that on yours.
I know. I did have one, and I broke it
Of
to see
course.
what's inside
That's
it.
what
What's inside.
everybody
And left
did.
it in the toy
Because
box.
you're boys. That's
so my
why.
mom wouldn't see
Because
it.
you're boys. Because you
However-
had to take everything apart.
However, this gelatinous mass of Stretch Armstrong hardened into a god awful resin
Ugh.
that just every single toy on the bottom was forever stuck and embedded in the bottom of the toy box.
Delicious. All right, I want to talk about some of the toys that almost killed me. Let's start off with moon shoes. Dangerous. So much fun. Yeah, do you remember moon shoes? They were these
Yes.
big cube
Bounce.
type things. Yeah, you
Yeah.
put your feet on them and you bounce around. There was
Kind of like
moon
the
shoes.
kids with the wheelies.
Kind of,
But these were moon shoes.
these
These
were
were
moon
moon
shoes, and they are also very stylish.
Yeah.
So
and there's
another
usually a picture of a kid on the box
So
in
you
space.
say. Yeah. And then it had
false
the little
advertisement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
and
just-
then it had the little disclosure at the bottom that no one read because
yeah. I'm so lucky I have my teeth still. So another one that could have taken my teeth out was the Pogo Ball. Do you remember the Pogo Ball?
it was a ball and it had like a little thing around
Right, you
it.
could stand on it,
Yeah.
and there was a ball underneath, so you would hook your feet against this top ball and jump up and down so that the bottom ball bounced. As I'm saying it, I'm realizing how stupid that toy was.
We had curb bangers.
Excuse me?
We had curb bangers, and
That?
it was this.
That's what that's
It
the
was-
noise it made.
It was this little pallet that you
Yeah.
get, and from it were two balls on a string.
I'm not going there.
And then if you
Too
went,
easy. Too easy.
if you using just force, the strings would fly open.
Okay,
and then you
clickety
just
clack,
keep going like
clickety
this,
clack.
and then they'll.
Yes. Okay, I'm familiar
But,
with that.
but so many kids were like pinching their fingers and losing eyes from them and
Oh,
stuff. It
geez.
became one of those
Shoot your
toys.
eye
Worth
But they
it.
had this thing, curb bangers, curb bangers, curb bangers.
Oh, I'm gonna have nightmares now.
Yeah.
Wow. Another one that almost killed everyone that I know who ever tried it. Has anyone ever in this room tried a slip and slide?
Karen
Recently,
has.
this one.
Has Karen ever hit the rock
In a
that's
drinking
always
game.
under?
Karen played a drinking game with slip and slide.
I did that with friends recently.
And I literally think I broke my thumb.
Did you go straight backwards? Because that's what happened at my party.
There's
Well,
video.
Concussions
There's
happen.
video.
There's video.
Post it.
Boom. Boom. I
Yeah.
had to have okay. It was summertime, obviously, and I had to put a t-shirt on over top of what I was wearing, and it was the first time I was really meeting like his entire family.
You messed yourself up in front of his family.
So West Virginia
It was
hazing.
it was a hazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And
Probably wasn't at
and
the
there
time.
is video.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dan set that one out.
Yep.
Okay. So that's it for my
Slip
death.
and slide.
That's it for my death traps. Can we talk about the guns? Let's talk about potato gun. Something that just you don't know about the spud gun?
I've heard about it.
Oh my God. You could just pop that baby into a potato. It'll keep it in there, and then you shoot the piece of potato at somebody. Right up there with the rubber band gun.
Why do you want to do that?
Because it's hilarious.
Absolutely.
Shoot potato at someone?
I'm so shocked that you've never heard of a potato gun.
I've heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, those are great.
No.
Not my favorite of all time, but I love them definitely. But if I'm gonna pick one gun that is my childhood, I'm talking Super Soaker.
I never had a super soaker, but we
It didn't
did
come
do
out
water
until
guns.
later in the 80s.
Yeah, we did do water guns.
You
And
got
I
that
remember
air
s-
pressure. You didn't have to keep pressing the button. You could just have a stream, an endless stream.
I remember first.
It never ends. The stream. Karen, I'm saying all these things for you. Just so you know. Yeah.
Super soaked.
Super soaker.
Super soaked. So, okay, last
We are
week.
talking toys.
Last week we talked about the Tiger handheld video games, so I'll just bring those up. Absolutely love those, even though they were garbage games. But boy, oh boy, were they fun to buy at the time. Also, I actually had a toy that would babysit me. His first name, you know I'm going to
Starts
say.
with a T.
Oh, yeah.
Last name starts with R.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking
And
about
some of them are possessed.
Oh, I'm sure all of them are.
Teddy Ruxpin?
Teddy Ruxpin. Oh, that, my little
No.
Teddy Ruxpin would read me stories. His
Yeah.
eyes would move.
That's freaking
Let's
creepy.
go back to earlier in the show. I was talking about Nuke's top 5.
Yeah.
There was a Teddy
There's
Ruxpin
a Teddy
that's
Ruxpin.
possessed.
Yeah. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe that one. I'm pretty sure that was mine. Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin.
Saying all kind of things, and there's no tape in it.
No. No.
I'm just blowing through this list
No.
because there's so much. We talk about roller skates. Did you guys ever get? This might have been after you guys,
Wheelies?
the Fisher Price roller skates that you could fit them onto your shoe.
Onto your shoes.
My kids.
I never had them, but
They were fantastic,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't fast, but you were rolling in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, love those. We mentioned Pogs, as I brought Pogs here the other day, introducing us children to gambling. Okay.
Which is amazing.
Yes. Something that I use for prizes at my summer camp right now, the slap bracelet.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that's jewelry or
It's not really-
toy.
yeah,
I know.
it's not-
But they
it's probably not a
people
toy,
definitely play
but
with them.
They do.
I also felt great comfort laying next to my glowworm.
Oh, glowworm.
I loved my glowworm. I would squeeze him and he would glow.
So that was 90s because my niece had glowworm and we still have that glowworm.
No way! You still have your glowworm?
Well, it was my niece's.
Oh.
And when we would watch her, we had the glowworm. And then all of the other cousins had the glowworm. But I'm almost positive we still have the glowworm.
Okay. Bring it to this Nostalgia Cafe, please.
I'll have to check with my parents and see if they have it.
Okay, those were great. But now I'm in my... I didn't mean to have a top two, but just got kind of narrowed down to my top two.
Okay.
Number 2 is the NES. The time spent on
Nintendo
Mario,
Entertainment System.
Zelda,
Okay.
Battletoads.
See, that was 90s, right?
Oh, gosh.
That's
we
why.
had so much fun with our
Yeah.
Nintendo and the Game Boy. So many good games. So many that you can always go back to and play. Mario 3.
Yeah,
is
no
like-
pun intended. Those were game changers.
Yeah.
The actual game change, because growing up in the 70s, if we were lucky, we had a Simon, or we had the little Coleco football games and baseball games, which like 2 or 3 buttons.
Yeah.
In the 80s, we were lucky enough to have the small versions of the arcade machines of Pac-Man and Frogger. They looked
Right.
like little arcade machines.
Right.
And but when Game Boy...
Which I think they do still
Yeah.
sell as like nostalgia
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, but those NES systems were just... And then when they came in color, and
So
they
good.
were game changers.
Well, NES was always color.
Was it?
Yeah, NES was always color.
Yeah, because it was past art.
Because the boys had one. I know Brendan had one.
Right. So that's you're talking
So
90s, probably
Yeah.
2000s.
These $250
Yeah.
gifts that they
Yeah.
get, and you find it broken with the battery
Buried.
box off.
Yeah.
You know, the lid to the battery.
So my oldest was always into gaming stuff.
really,
The middle one, she'd get too frustrated.
I could see that.
Yeah, she'd
love
get
my
too
games.
frustrated. And then the youngest now is like, she's like not really, I don't know, they're not really into the gaming
She's
stuff.
going to be in a whole new...
She'll do like the Dance Dance Revolution stuff, like,
yeah, everyone likes that.
but
Yeah, and it's not into it. Yeah, it's not for everybody.
no.
Listen,
But the oldest still, she'll
Bef-
play like Animal Crossing and
that's cool.
yeah.
So I saved my favorite for last because not often do you get a toy who literally, I don't know, shaped me, made the biggest impact. But before I get into that, do you guys realize why like toys boomed so much in like the late 70s, 80s, 90s? Is because I just noticed from the research I did on this episode is that Reagan passed a law or whatever that
Or whatever.
whatever the term is, where they could finally advertise to kids. So literally,
Oh, the
people were
commercials?
making. It wasn't just commercials; it was 22-minute TV shows that were just 22-minute commercials.
Well, that's all those cartoons were.
Yes,
You know, we want
He-Man.
He-Man, the
Yes.
Transformers. They were all
Gem.
based.
G.I. Joe would
She's
have a
truly
new
outrageous.
Ninja Turtles.
G.I. Joe would have a new character and car every single week just to sell,
Sell
the
the
stores.
toys. Yeah.
Hell yeah! I used
Yeah.
to take my G.I. Joes
I don't
and put
think
them on a
there was any
firework.
greater one than Masters of the Universe.
No.
Because my
It's the
cousin
original.
Zach had everything. Grayskull. Every time there was a new character, there was a new toy.
But even now, like with kids on YouTube, their biggest thing is watching unboxings. Like they love to
Yes.
watch people unbox
I don't get it.
toys. I don't either.
I don't get it
it's
at
like
all.
it's such a huge
It
thing.
could be living vicariously through the influencer, through the
Maybe.
YouTube guy.
Were you guys He-Man fans?
The cartoon.
Yes.
I
What
would-
is it?
I would
Wait,
actually-
what is it? But magical secrets revealed. The day I held aloft my sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
There's a new one coming out now.
Oh,
I think it's on Netflix. It's a new animated series of Masters of the
settle down,
Universe.
Karen. It's
But for me, I enjoyed it so much. I remember drawing the pictures too. I learned how to like draw them.
yeah. Skeletor looked awesome.
Oh my God, they looked amazing. And I would sit by the television with a cassette recorder, a regular Radio
No
Shack cassette
way.
recorder, and record the episode.
I did that with Grease too,
No way. Oh, Grease too.
And I would have
just for the song.
I would have movies, cartoons, TV shows like Masters of the Universe, all on cassette.
This is
so
something
when I would
kids
go,
will never understand.
When I
No.
would go to West Virginia or I would take these long road trips, I had a Sony Walkman
Oh my
Yes.
God.
and listen to the and I just closed my eyes because I would get motion sickness, so I can at least watch I know what they look like, and then you could just visualize everything
Dude,
in
I
your head.
love that story so much.
And that's all I had. I had some music cassettes, and I had television shows and some movies.
Recorded on a cassette tape.
Well,
Yeah.
the kids will never
That's
understand
friggin' awesome.
you with your listening to the radio when you were waiting for that song that you love and you have to hit play and
my
record at the
God.
same time.
Oh, yeah.
And then the DJ would talk over it,
Yeah, so you never knew who sang
and
it.
you'd be like,
All right, guys, it's time for the number one, the one that literally shaped me. Like, I would not be the person I am in front of you if it weren't for these types of toys.
okay.
And that is, so when I was 7 years old, my mom bought me 4 of these, and then the collection expanded. And the way that I used my imagination to play with them literally set me up for teaching kids, storytelling, speaking on a mic, wrestling in the ring, and that is action figures.
The action figures.
This guy right here that I'm holding up to the camera,
My
if you're watching
goodness.
YouTube, this is one of my original 4 that survived. And this guy, see, what I would do was I would hang over my bed and there would be a wrestling ring there. And I had a suitcase filled with my action figures. And I had my main eventers. I had my undercard guys. Each one had their own character. Each one had their own finishing moves. This guy was the Hulk Hogan, the Rock, the Stone Cold. Somehow he has survived since I was 7 years old. This Wolverine
I'm
character.
going to give you a little bit of advice. Do not give it to your children.
No, that's the crazy thing. My kids have broken all my action figures when I was a kid.
I was going to say, they just break the shit.
I know, they do. They sure do. Things
They
have
do.
lasted 30 years.
Yes.
But this Wolverine, man, he has won every title in my bedroom. Karen, stop. And I just the things that I would do with these.
I'm sorry, Lisa.
She doesn't listen to the show, thank God. So I would
There's
just
something about these things. You finish your story. And
it's just that I would have my WWF action figures. I would have my superhero action figures, and every single one had their own character, their own storyline, and really developing not just the matches that I would put together, but the stories and the characters really was educational for me. It really was. It was a great education into creativity and storytelling.
here's what I loved about these particular ones. Not this actual
Man.
one, but these kind. If you had a Star Wars toy, you can move the arm, and then you can move the legs, put him in the thing, and that was it. But the G.I. Joe guys, the multi,
Even at the waist, you could turn them at the waist.
you could just make poses like this, or
Really helps to give them a wide variety
make 'em
of
make 'em
moves.
jump. I was
in
in
the
the
ring.
stunts, so my guys would always do stunts,
Yes.
and like the movies, land on their back when they were out of frame. so that's how they would land on the airbag.
Just so you know, the Wolverine, he won many titles with his splash off the top rope.
Look at you.
And I'm breaking out Wolverine because this is my favorite.
Telling you, don't give it to your kids.
I know this is my favorite.
They will break it.
So I remember the Hanukkah. Did you guys know I'm Jewish? Yeah, this
No, we had no idea.
Do you know it that this was the
Yeah.
greatest Hanukkah gift I could have received because it
And
gave
what
me
day did you get it? You don't remember.
December something. God, don't put me on the spot. But
You're supposed to remember the day.
What was What was the one that got away? For Karen, it was the Easy Bake.
The Easy Bake that got away from me.
Well, you guys got to realize.
For me, it was Optimus Prime.
Oh.
At first, I was going to say I was a spoiled little boy, but now I'm remembering I never
You
got.
probably were.
I was a little spoiled.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be.
My brothers would tell you I'm spoiled, but I was not that spoiled.
My sister was the one who asked for everything. I didn't ask for stuff, but my parents, they like to
Right.
give. I didn't even want it. I was just like, whatever they gave me was fine. But the one that I never got that I did want was, I can't remember, Power Wheels, where you could actually drive a little car.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I really wanted that I never got. That's the one that got away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the one that had the long steering wheel that went all the way to the car?
I just know that all I know about it, because I never got to have one, was that you could drive it.
Okay.
You could drive
on-
it.
It's
You
like
could really drive it.
3 miles an hour. Just
The one that you sit in, the little battery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Those were the toys. We should do a whole nother episode on the cool nostalgia toys that came after we grew up.
Right.
When I couldn't have one of those, we had big wheels.
Yeah.
You're going uphill
You're like-
and you're pedaling and staying in the same spot at the whole,
Yeah.
or you had a pedal car and you're doing the same thing and the wheels are just spinning out. You're not going anywhere. And you mean to tell me they put batteries in this now? You can just hit the gas pedal and
you
go.
go.
You go.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, my oldest got a Barbie Jeep when she was probably just turned, she was young. She was probably just turning 1, maybe. And she was afraid of it. Totally afraid of it. She would put her foot on the pedal and it would go. She'd be like, yeah. And it took forever to put together.
There's one toy I got for Christmas, and I remember opening it, and I looked it up about a year ago, and it terrified me. It terrified me. It was an actual robot, like this big.
I'm going to need to use the ladies' room.
Finally, it's not just me.
It's not Sam.
Yes. You go tinkle.
And it had almost like a real person.
Yo, that girl Karen, didn't she drive you nuts? Like, oh my God. All right, go on.
Now we can have an uninterrupted show.
This was
catch
the
on that
original cast, man.
But it was this robot actually moved, and it was a robot. But when it turned around, it looked like there was a real man inside.
What?
And it was like just a
What do
man's
you mean
face.
it looked like a man's face?
It was just a man's face inside, like an astronaut's face, like a drawing.
Do you mean like a picture of a dude?
Yeah. And it just freaked me out, where it made me think there was an actual person in there, because it was just looked too real.
Too real.
And it terrified. And my mom said, oh, Danny boy, you opened the box up and you put it right back in. And I remember doing that. I remember
So
where
you
I
never
was.
actually played with it?
No, and I would look at it every now and then.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude. I never had one of those toys. I was never afraid of dolls, never afraid of any of that stuff. I never had a toy that literally made me scared. Maybe it's because I watched way too many horror movies for my age back in the day, so that stuff was nothing. I don't know. But I never had a toy that freaked me out.
Yeah, it was just
And I had some weird, I had this like clown my grandfather gave me. This
I
weird
used to have dolls.
Yeah, dolls. My sister had that. Definitely looked creepy.
When here in Hamilton, we always have the big carnival every year.
Uh-huh.
So when I was younger, they used to sell these dolls on a stick. I'm sure a lot of people that are from Hamilton know
Doll
what
on
I'm
a
talking
stick.
about. It's a doll on a stick.
Doll on
and
a
I
stick.
had like one from every year.
That's
It's creepy.
cool, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's creepy.
Doll on a stick.
Yeah.
yeah. I wish
I
I could
don't
find this.
really like things on stick unless it's like edible.
I'm gonna have to put it on the.
All right.
All
right.
It'll be on the.
But
thing,
man, oh man, it's fun talking about the toys we grew up on.
honorable mention.
I mean, Tamagotchi. I killed so many things.
Yeah.
Are we talking
See,
about
Tamagotchi, my kids were in Tamagotchi. We
Yeah.
didn't have that.
Nerf, but Nerf is so still prominent today. I didn't feel like mentioning it. And yeah,
You see,
that's-
back in the day, all we had was a Nerf ball.
Right.
We didn't have the darts,
No.
and
We had the ball.
we just had a ball.
what's a Nerf ball?
Just
Like
a Nerf ball,
like
just a sponge
You could
ball.
do a football.
That was before the
Football.
They had a
guns.
football.
Yeah.
I thought that was based off of the guns.
No,
No.
Oh,
no, it was
fascinating.
just a soft
like
way of
spongy,
playing
yeah.
sports.
Like you
know,
could throw it
play
at people
ball in
and
the
not hurt
house.
somebody.
Interesting.
Yeah. For me, the Slinky.
Slinky.
Fart. Yes, honorable mention for me as well. If you could make that Slinky climb down the
love
stairs, it's a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, good honorable mention.
Yeah.
Shoot, I wanted that one for
Yeah, the
myself.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but definitely the Slinky.
Uh-oh.
Thank God you said honorable mentions. Get into Crossfire.
We have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, Crossfire. Crossfire was the sickest board game because there's a board game where you shot what was on the board. You picked up the marbles, you put them in your gun, and there's this like little triangle
A
shaped
gun with
thing.
marbles?
It's a triangle shaped
Sounds
thing.
like it hurts.
It's on a board game. So the triangle's on the board, and you just shoot from your side,
never heard
trying to
that.
hit this triangle into the goal of the other people. Check out Crossfire.
Never
You
heard
guys,
of it.
it was definitely from my childhood.
Okay.
I'll send you a picture. Just the video, the commercial. If you were my age, you know Crossfire.
I don't know if I've dreamt this. I'm going to have to look this up. I actually had a toy with
Lord.
gun that fired BBs, like a machine gun. And it would fire.
The only time I
at
ever
something.
did a BB gun
But
is at
it was all
Camp
concealed.
Tuscaloosa.
It was all concealed.
You guys have, the only time was at my camp?
Well, it was your camp, but it wasn't your camp
Yeah.
then.
It was back in the day when you can use shotguns.
But yeah,
and stuff.
we
It
used
was
to
a
do
different
BB
time.
guns.
We do
It was
BB gun
awesome.
at camp.
Do you?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot BB guns today.
I'm going to have to come over and do it.
Oh, you can come anytime. And this is Crossfire.
That's what she said.
It was in my head, but I tried to slide past it.
I know.
Slide. Say something
I
on the
know.
slide. Go ahead. I don't care. You'll just keep them coming. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dan, it's time to close shop. Ladies and
No, but
gentlemen,
really, no, I really want to come and shoot the BB gun because I did it when I was a kid.
you should
at
come
camp.
and relive
Just go
camp.
outside.
I would
Use
love
Brendan's.
Yo, Karen can
No,
come.
do you hang the paper?
Of course I do.
Yes.
Karen, you can come. You can swim in that pool. You can do everything.
I totally was there. I was at that camp.
Talk about nostalgia. You can come and enjoy it all.
Yeah.
I will. You are welcome.
I'm going to be a welcome guest.
Absolutely. Dan can't come.
You're not allowed
I
because
don't
you didn't
care.
go to camp.
I don't care. I'll get my own gun.
Thank you guys for listening.
That's it for now, but you can also always follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe. If you want to advertise with us, please. Website. We have a website now, the official Nostalgia Cafe. Don't be fooled by the other competition out there. Don't be fooled by those stores and those cafes that call themselves cafes.
Can't
We are
stand
the
them.
official nostalgiacafe.com. That's where you can find us. And be sure to drop us a line. Well, it's time to close up shop. So for myself, Sam Side Tells, and the beautiful Karen, we look forward to serving you next time. Where? On the Nostalgia
Here.
Here? Oh, a little bit over here.
Cafe.
Or here.
All of it. All of it.
It's all of it.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
It's
One
all
more.
of it.
One more.
It's all of it.